think the conversations that we're having when it comes to the Oscar win of Nowhere the Land are really important and really encouraging. As we're really encouraging all of the conversations that we were having about the Super Bowl halftime performance of Kendrick Lamar. The shift when it comes to our representation is changing, and for the better. We are becoming more demanding. Now, a lot of people are not going to agree with my position, because I side with the Palestinians that consider this a win. A flawed win, but still a win, and I will explain why later on in the video. But it is important to note that BDS, an organization that I follow and that I respect, puts forward a very compelling case as to why this is not proper representation. And among the very compelling reasons that they show why this film doesn't get their stamp of approval, there was one that immediately stood out for me. It is the fact that they consider that this film participates in using normalization as a tool of oppression. What is normalization? It is the collaboration between Palestinians and Israelis in which Israelis do not concede that the creation of Israel was a crime, the institutions that were set up after Israel was created are criminal, that they do not acknowledge the damage that they caused or argue for either liberation or reparations. The parallel that most resonated and explained this to me was to think about how in Europe, everyone who benefits from colonization keeps wanting to move forward without actually addressing any of the issues that colonization caused and continues to cause in the world. They point out that a lot of people who participated in this film did not come forward to denounce this openly. And this is one of the many criticisms that they have that I urge you to look at. Am I saying that these criticisms are not valid? No. Do I think that this is still a win? Yes. I don't seek validation from the Hollywood elites that have been an arm of the settler colonial capitalist white supremacist system that we have across the world. But their very power in the world stage prevents me from ignoring them. Active performance by Kendrick Lamar, this can be a conversation starter. A very flawed one. Like the flawed conversation starter that got me thinking about my own path for liberation. To do more and to do better and to ask better questions. Because I'd rather see a crack in the system in the world stage that I can point out and refer to as something that can be improved to something that isn't there at all. But most importantly, because I also believe that we can do two things at the same time. We can advocate for the end of apartheid, for the end of occupation, for immediate revolution, for armed resistance, acknowledging that there will be people who will never pick up arms. That can also help in spreading the message. You might disagree with my reasoning, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, I'm happy that we're having these conversations.